Welcome back, everybody. It is Sunday, March 7th, 2021, and this is going to be a mid-season tax update. Today I'd like to talk about some of the things that have been going on with the IRS, some of the resolutions that have occurred within the system as far as 570 codes, give some people some hope to look forward to. I want to talk about the Where's My Refund tool, bars disappearing. I'm going to cover a specific controversy that has been occurring on one of my videos, and I want to talk about the stimulus that was just passed. So let's just talk about some updates. As of now, the Where's My Refund tool is still dysfunctional and not working for 90% of the filers. To this point, now after weeks, Where's My Refund is finally starting to update for a lot of those people that have already received their refunds like weeks ago. It's gotten so bad that the IRS has actually released a statement stating that Where's My Refund will not update for most filers. It's still kind of quirky at this point, but we are finally starting to see some movement with Where's My Refund and some improvements in how it's working. Where's My Refund is not going to be 100% accurate for everyone. Yes, some people will see updates. Most people will not. So as I've said in video after video after video, even when Where's My Refund was working, checking your tax account transcript is the best way to get the information you're looking for as far as a refund date. Now, I've had some questions and comments from people stating, I created my tax account, or I created my transcript account, I logged in, and my transcripts aren't available. They say NA, this doesn't tell me anything. Well, in fact, this is actually telling you something. It's really telling you more than Where's My Refund is telling you, because you can't count on Where's My Refund. You might get your refund, and Where's My Refund will never update. But with your tax transcripts, that's the official record of all the actions that the IRS is doing on your tax account. So if your transcripts don't have your return posted yet, that means you're still processing and you're not done yet. So you are actually gleaning information simply from the fact that your transcripts aren't available. You now know that you're not done. You will not get a refund without those transcripts updating. But you can get a refund without Where's My Refund ever updating. So the transcripts are the actual more reliable source for return dates. I want to address some of the 570 codes that have been popping up on people's transcripts. There seems to have been a plethora of them this week that popped up. So I've talked about in other videos, if you have a 570 code that is obviously a hold code or a freeze code, they're holding your return to look it over. Someone has to manually review it, figure out why it was being held, and take care of it and push it through. Traditionally, the 570 code would take at least 2 to 3 weeks to resolve, which means you would be waiting an extra 2 to 3 weeks to get your refund. I am happy to say that last week, on February 26th, when some of my viewers were contacting me that they had 570 codes when their transcripts updated, many of them updated this past Friday, March 5th, with a 571 release code, which means that their review was complete and they were given a direct deposit 846 date of March 10th. So a week is pretty good. If they're pushing a lot of reviews through within a week, that's very quick for the IRS, believe it or not. So there is some hope for you if you have a 570 code that they'll resolve your review quickly. Depending on the reason for the review really is what's going to factor in how long it takes for them to get to your return. Recovery rebate credits, they have been holding those for the first several weeks of the tax season. So just like they held the earned income credit and the additional child tax credit until after the PATH Act lifted on February 15th, they've been holding those recovery rebate credits even longer to make sure that those people that claimed that recovery rebate credit were in fact entitled to it. So they are expecting to start moving those returns along later in the week, which means very soon, hopefully if you are one of those people that was legitimately claiming the recovery rebate credit, you will see your refund very, very soon. Let's talk about the Why's My Refund bars disappearing just for a second. I made a video about 6 years ago about this very subject, and most of the information in that video is still true today. Now, at the time I made that, the PATH Act, which says that the IRS is required to hold earned income credit and additional child tax credit returns until after February 15th, that didn't exist when I made that video. So after the PATH Act was created, a lot more people started seeing their bars disappear. That said, when the video was made, the IRS's main reason for taking your bars away was that you were under review. It's not the IRS, there's not someone at the IRS that just pulling your bars away from the Where's My Refund tool. It is actually the system itself. It's programmed that after a certain amount of weeks of no movement, no progress on your return, it automatically takes those bars away. This is because they can't guarantee that your refund will be issued within 21 days. It's an automatic thing that happens. So now, these days, there's not a huge reason to panic, especially if you're an early filer, because they're pretty much going to take your bars away no matter what. If you file like a month before PATH Act is lifted and you are under the PATH Act, they're going to take your bars away. But after February 15th, when the PATH Act is lifted, if people are still losing their bars, in fact, they're probably under review. So that information is still true. Many things in that video are still accurate today as far as how the review process works, why the automated system actually takes the bars away, not necessarily because you're under review, but because it's been so long and they can't guarantee the 21 days anymore. That all is still true. That video is actually still very applicable today. If you have any questions about your tax return, of course you can comment in my videos and I try to respond. I literally get hundreds of comments every day and I try to help people out. But if you have any questions about what's going on in some of these situations, almost all your questions can be answered in the videos I have in my tax resources playlist on the DS Entertainment Network YouTube channel. I've covered a wide variety of those subjects, pretty much every question that people have. If you actually watch the video and listen to what I'm saying and how I'm phrasing it, I try to break it down as simply for everyone to understand. I understand how badly everybody needs their refunds. I am one of those people too that counts on that refund every year. It's a messed up system we live in that we have to count on this money. If we're middle to lower class, we count on this money for bills, to get those projects done around the house, to put our car on the road that's been broken for 6 months. We count on this money, and the IRS holds it. I understand that people need this money. I wish I could always give everyone the news they want to hear, that you'll get a refund right away. I understand that people are desperate for the money. Just because I can't tell you that doesn't make the information false. I wish people would understand that sometimes. It's just I don't want to get people's hopes up if it's not true. I'm not going to be dishonest and tell everyone, oh, this will go real quick and this will be real smooth and everything's going to be hunky-dory. I know. And I think at this point, if you haven't gotten your refund now this year, you know it's not all fine right now. The IRS is an absolute disaster. And it's about to get even messier with the stimulus checks being issued. So all we can do is really hope for a quick resolution to a lot of these problems that they've been having. It does appear that they're starting to clean some of this mess up, which is good. But going back to us counting on those refunds, it is just a messed up situation that we would even have to rely on that few $1,000 or $1,000 or however much you get. Pretty much, if you're watching my videos, it's because you're relying on that refund. I can almost guarantee it. And it's a messed up system that we live in, that we have to rely on that money because our wages in this country are so low, and our government does absolutely nothing to protect the citizens of our country. But I don't want to get too political on this, which I'm probably about to when I start talking about the stimulus. But I just wanted to let you know that I understand. That's why I make these videos. I want to try to give you as much information as I can because the government certainly isn't going to. The IRS isn't going to tell you anything that they don't think you should know. So I'm trying to give you a little bit of insight into how the system actually works because it's overly complicated. It's more complicated than it has to be. And if we really want to change it, it's kind of up to us citizens to make our voices heard to those in power that this needs to stop and this needs to change. And I'll get off my soapbox on that. Just to briefly touch on the stimulus bill. The stimulus bill was voted on by the Senate yesterday, Saturday, March 6th, and it was passed 50-49. So now that does not mean that everyone's automatically going to get their stimulus checks and unemployment's going to get extended. Now it has to go back to the House of Representatives, and that is because the Senate changed the bill from what the House of Representatives passed. So now on Tuesday, Nancy Pelosi is saying that the House will take up the bill for a revote. What the Senate changed was they took away who can get the stimulus check. So now the threshold for a single individual is at $75,000, and if you make any more than $80,000, you'll get nothing. And for couples and families, it is $150,000, and after $160,000, that family will get nothing. So if you're a two-income family and you make over $160,000, you're not getting a stimulus check. Now, do the people that make that much money really need it? I'm not the judge of that. I think it's pretty rotten that it was promised, $2,000 checks immediately back in December by our president when he was campaigning in Georgia for the senators that were running for those Senate seats. It's pretty rotten that within a month they were backtracking on the $2,000 and changed it to $1,400. And then it's pretty rotten that immediately has turned out to be 3 months later, when obviously all of us in this country that are anywhere near an average income middle class to lower class family desperately need that money. That said, Some good things out of that bill are that you will get $1,400 per person. If you are a single filer, you'll get $1,400. If you're married, you'll get $1,400 for you, $1,400 for your spouse, and any dependents you have, including adult dependents, you'll get $1,400 per person for them as well. So if you are a family of 4, you'll get $1,400 times 4 people. That's $5,600 on top of the refund that you're probably expecting. So that's pretty decent. Senate also changed the unemployment. So if you've been on unemployment, getting that $300 boost every week since January, that will stay the same effective the week in March when it expires. So the House of Representatives will re-vote on this on Tuesday, and hopefully, optimistically, it will pass. They can't afford to lose any more than 3 Democratic votes. Otherwise, it will not pass. There is the threat from the more progressive wing of the Democratic Party that they may hold up the vote because the changes to the stimulus checks, the changes to the unemployment, also the fact that the minimum wage was not raised. They may not vote for the stimulus at all, they're threatening. So this could potentially throw a wrench in the stimulus bill, but hopefully they'll get on board. I'm not a huge Nancy Pelosi fan, but one thing I am a fan of is her political shrewdness. She is a very shrewd politician and knows how to get the people on her side of the aisle to go along with what she wants. So I'm sure it probably will pass, and hopefully the president will sign it by the end of the week. There'll be no lapse in unemployment benefits, and those stimulus checks will get sent out within, optimistically, I'm going to say 3 weeks to a month, because I don't have much faith in the IRS as it's being run now under the treasurer, Janet Yellen, who seems to be lackadaisical in her approach. I'm not confident in her to get those checks out within 2 weeks like we have the last 2 rounds of stimulus checks. But on that note, I hope I am wrong. I hope the stimulus checks get out even quicker than before. I hope everyone that's been waiting on your refunds, I hope you get them soon. I hope we get out of this mess soon that we're all in. I hope everybody is staying safe and staying healthy. Please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. I have many other types of content, not just tax resources. If you're into how-to videos, art, motorcycles, product reviews, I have it all on my channel, and we'll be continuing to upload a variety of things to the channel for your entertainment and enjoyment. Cheers.